Welcome back to the fucking ridiculous podcast. It's episode 19, which is like crazy amazing, right? I'm going to start off by saying this eclipse is rocking everyone's world, I think, including my dog. It has rocked my sleep. So I am like, that's why I have these bags under my eyes. There's another reason I'll get into in a minute. But anyway, I am trying to be succinct, but I'm jumping around everywhere. So bear with me. The damn eclipse. That's all I'm going to say. So much is going on in the news right now, but it's all like a lot of little things. So I'm going to touch on that. And some of the things have me a little like cranked up, and other things I just think are funny or silly or stupid, which, yeah, I usually feel that way. But I did want to give you an update on No Excuses November. I've completely botched that. I clearly have commitment issues. I clearly have no follow through. I am the worst. Like, I say I'm going to do something, and then I immediately am like, why would I never eat carbs again? That would be the dumbest thing in the world. And now all I want to do is eat an entire pizza. I did not do that over the weekend, but I would have. And I could have still, because I am a good, solid, hearty eater. Anyway, so no excuses November is now just like no holds barred November. You know, just do you, just survive. Just get through and do what you need to do without harming yourself or anyone else a lot. Let's just go with that, or blame it on the eclipse. Okay, so shout outs right now. Veterans Day is coming up. It is, if it's not Friday, then it's the weekend, but there's Veterans Day assembly on Friday. And I just want to give a shout out to anyone and everyone who has served in the armed forces. Thank you so much. We owe you such a great debt, and you don't get enough props, but thank you, all you vets. I also want to give a shout out to one of my favorite cities and the fans of the Boston. Fuck. Oh my God. I want to give a shout out to certain players in particular on the Boston Bruins, which a hockey team, and fans of the Bruins that have raised the flag about an issue that is happening. It has to deal with a player being offered a contract, or a potential player being offered a contract, and then some backlash on some activity that this person did when he was a teen that involved racial bullying of a developmentally challenged person, which is so wrong on so many levels. Now, I am all for second chances. I feel like everyone deserves a second chance. I'm not perfect. I fuck up all the time. And there are several things that if I could do a do-over, I absolutely would. And I understand that goes for everyone. But there has been little to no remorse about the bullying that took place. And there's never even been like an apology. So that's fucked up. And for all of you fans that are like, nope, we don't want that person. We don't want that kind of stuff on our team. I give you props. Thank you. As a special mom of someone who has some special needs, it is a much bigger deal than anyone would know. So, way to be great human beings. And I still love you, Bruins, a preferred team. Okay, so updates in my personal life. I did have the Nosegay Party, and I'm not gonna lie, it was super fun. And so now that's going to be my thing for while my kids are still in school. I will have a nosegay making party for prom and for homecoming and whatever other dances require a nosegay. However, we did learn that corsages are much bigger undertaking. And so if you needed or wanted a corsage for this particular dance and you didn't get one, that's because we were like, nope, they're not getting one. They're going to get a nosegay and it's going to be awesome. And then true to form, my friend said, guess what I found in the garbage right next to the Chick-fil-A? The nosegay that she made for her son's date. So anyway, it was super fun though. So another thing that went on with homecoming week at the schools is like they'll have like a particular dress up day, or like my daughter's school has a anything but the backpack day, and people will like show up with a kitchen sink and their books in it and stuff, which is fun and cute. And I love that. Right. So my older son comes down the stairs to, rush out of the house because he can't be bothered to wake up before like 10 minutes. Before he needs to leave. And he's wearing black socks, black slides. If you know what these are, I call them the soccer player wearing shoes. Huge baggy sweatpants that are gray. And then a does not match the sweatpant gray sweatshirt with his hood up. And I was like, is it pajama day at your school? Like, do they do that in high school? And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you look like your grandfather. And he's like, Mom, it's Adam Sandler Day. And I was like, oh, well, you nailed it right there. Just an aside, if you've never seen Happy Gilmore, my favorite line from that movie is always when he is talking to, Adam Sandler, can't remember what his name was in the movie, is talking to Bob Barker, who was like the Price is Right dude. And they're out on the golf course. And Bob Barker says, I eat little shits like you for breakfast. Like as a form of intimidation. He's saying this to Adam Sandler. And Adam Sandler goes, you eat shit for breakfast? Such a good line. Anyway. Okay. I was looking at the word recognize and I sat there going like, is that spelled right? Do you ever do that where you like look at a word and you're like, that might be spelled right. I'm not sure. I do this with the sometimes. I know. I'm an idiot. Anyway, why do we use Z when like Canada, the UK, everyone else, Australia, they all use S in lots of words instead of the Z. So why do we do that? Why can't we all just agree on like S and then we just use Z for like Zen or Zed or Frozen? I don't think Frozen has an S in it in the other countries. But anyway, I don't know. If you have an answer for that, just let me know. Saturday, I started my Nosegay Party where we drank sparkling rosé. I was going to try and make or come up with a special Nosegay drink, but I'm going to have to wait until April to do that because that was just too much to do. So sparkling rosé. And then we go and we take pictures with the kids after the nosegay making. And then we go to dinner at my favorite Vietnamese restaurant with a bunch of couples. And these are lots of couples that don't necessarily hang out all the time. So that was super fun. And then we go back to my house and we're still hanging out and we're listening to music because the dance isn't over and our kids don't drive yet, blah, blah, blah. So everybody else leaves. And surprise of all surprises, my neighbors come over. And I only say surprise of all surprises because they have a 3-year-old and a 4-month-old boy. And they were going out on a date that night. I was super excited for them. And so I was like, well, if y'all, have any extra time when you come, we'll be here. And they came over. I was so excited because I love them. They're super cute, super fun. And we've never had them over. So of course we have them over at like 11:30 p.m. And then the dad goes back to their house and they have the baby monitor for the older one and brings back the 4-month-old. And I'm like, oh my God. So I'm sitting there with that baby, just rocking that baby, doing the mom rock. I'm so happy. You just forget how little they are. It was such a great moment. And then my husband tries to poison us all by bringing out tequila at 1 a.m. 1 a.m. So the bags under the eyes, it's taking a full 48 to recover, even with the extra hour and me trying to do as little as possible on Sunday and going to bed early. It's not okay. It's not okay. My behavior was probably not okay. The serving of the tequila was not okay. The holding of the baby was totally okay. And no, I don't anymore. But anyway, so I digress from that. But we had a great time. I love hanging out with new people. And I just wanted to give a shout out for that. Okay. So I know we've been talking about homecoming a ton. It's just, I feel like it's been going on for a really long time. So, this was the first time that one of my boys was going with a date and they're friends. They have a class together. No big deal. But I did want him to just know a few things from me. So I come downstairs that morning and I'm like, hey, I just want to talk to you. And he was like, oh my God, Dad already said he needs me for 15 minutes. And I was like, 15 minutes? What the hell are y'all going to talk about? My husband's like, well, what do you have to say? And I'm like, well, I just said like 3 things. And he's like, well, go ahead. So I do. And I say, the first thing you should do, or I think you should do, and this would really apply to anyone who is like going somewhere with another person, date, not date, just thoughts that maybe you could like say to the person, tell them they look nice. However you want to use that. You look pretty, you look hot. I'm so glad I'm going with you. Something to acknowledge the fact that they have put some effort into their appearance. And I think that will go a long way. Number 2, talk to them like with your mouth. Don't text from the table or in the car. Don't like avert eye contact. Don't like tell your friend to tell that person. Just talk to them. And then also like open the doors and stuff, just because that's what we taught our boys. And this one already does that, so I didn't need to remember. And then when you get to the dance, like just check in every now and again. If you're not a big dancer and that person's out there just busting a move, check on them. Do they need some water? Are they cold? You know, maybe you just throw caution in the wind and you just get out there and you just like loosen your tie or your nosegay or your shoes and just dance like nobody cares, you know, because that's the best thing to do, actually, is to just dance like nobody's fucking looking at you, because most of the time at those things, they're not. They're doing their own thing. So just a few tips. In the news, we've had a lot of like weird little like snippets here and there about things. And again, my mind is still not right. Apparently, major cities don't have enough restrooms. There is a company called the Public Restroom Company. I did not know this. And they have been working to try and get more restrooms around the cities. So I am like, man, what happened? I mean, like the places that have like homelessness issues and stuff, I mean, I would say that's pretty much any major city right now because the rents are so high. Like, where are people going to the bathroom? I don't know. Remember that whole thing with the toilet paper and COVID? I don't know how this is all working together, but we've got to figure out, this is a pop-up idea. It's like a pop-up John idea, or it's easier than a porta pot. Definitely. Somebody run with that. Daylight savings time. I mean, I know we like the extra hour. I don't get why we're doing it. There are all these different reasons that people will say, but can we just not? Can we just join Mexico, Hawaii, Arizona? Just stay the course. Just stay the course. Let's not fuck ourselves up. And, you know, like it's really this time, it's that time. And then this clock says this. And then you're like, wait, is it this time? Is it that? It's very confusing. Can we just not? I would love that. Also, I've heard rumors that at least in my state of Virginia, it's actually a Commonwealth. Let me correct myself. The Commonwealth of Virginia, abbreviation, as we all know, VA. We, I think, had a bill that was going to go through there, like maybe we wouldn't participate in daylight savings time any longer. And so then some people thought that was going into effect this year. Some people think it's going next year. Some people like me think it might be 2025. And then some people are like, no, I think it'll be a national thing. So I don't know how that's working. If anyone has any ideas on that, like, let me know, because I think we're all just kind of like, we just know Arizona is not participating. So there are a couple of cool little like startups and ideas. And I always love it when, you know, you take something like being a roommate and then you rebrand it to sound very, very posh and sophisticated, like adult co-living. And that is apparently something that's happening right now, where we've had a lot of hotels that were abandoned because of COVID. Nobody was staying in the hotels. And now people are buying those and they're like selling space in the hotels to various people, and they kind of like co-live together, and they have like one communal kitchen. And so it's very much like a roommate situation with an apartment, but it's now adult co-living. So I guess there are all these different companies that are like trying to, you know, they have this algorithm to figure out who you're going to match with really well. And then they have this landlord situation that's not really a landlord, but you know, it's a whole fascinating little world. I personally just want to go back to like the Golden Girls. They shared a house and that was super fun. I'm ready. Let's do it. I want a commune. Just bring my friends. We can golf cart around. I love that idea. So there's that. We travel. So I don't know if We Travel is exactly this concept, but I did hear about this other cool concept, which is you put in what you like to do, how far you want to go, and probably some kind of pricing parameter. And this company will like say, okay, well, guess what? You're going to Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and here's what you're going to do. And they plan the whole trip for you, like down to where you eat and stuff and stay. So cool, right? I think. Now, I've been to Lancaster, so I don't need to go there again. So maybe there's an area where you can say, like, I've already been here. I've already been there. But I'm starting to think that pretty soon we are not going to have to do anything. There will be an algorithm for everything. So you will literally just say, Alexa, please book me a vacation starting on this day, and it will be done. I don't necessarily look forward to that, but I do think that's how we're rolling. So anyway, try the We Travel-y thing if you want. Let me know how it goes. This is super funny, I think, because I have the maturity level of like a 15-year-old boy. But so the Tyson chicken family, and they've all like passed down generation to generation. And they have a kid who's 32 and he's the CFO of Tyson Chicken. And he was just arrested in someone's bed. He woke up and he had no idea where he was, that he was in someone else's bed. He had broken into that particular apartment. And when the girl who lived there called the cops and the cops were waking him up, he looked around and basically was like, and went back to sleep until they had to like haul his ass out of there. So he got arrested for this, which I think is awesome and hilarious, because who hasn't woken up and been like confused about where they are, new place, but add in a few drinks. I'm not saying he did. I'm just saying, like, if you were to add in a few drinks and then wake up and be like, and then just go back to bed. I mean, that's pure comedy. He said the door was unlocked. So I mean, clearly she was asking for it, right? No, she wasn't. That was a joke. Okay. So talked about the eclipse. Okay, I'm only going to talk about this mofo one more time. Chief Twat Officer of Twatter, we all know who it is, really has now kind of annoyed me, because still in the news about the purchase and all that, fine. Laying off and all that, fine. I actually applaud some of those, like, we're just going to, stop the hemorrhaging and start from the beginning. Fine. Here's what I'm not on board with. Number one, you a few months ago said, Twatter needs to remain neutral so that we can instill trust in the public. And then you go and say, hey, everyone, please vote Republican in Congress all over Twatter. And I'm assuming that that's going to help you, but your rationale was, because we have a Democratic president, please vote for a Republican Congress so we can have our checks and balances intact, which I get, that's free speech, but also I don't think that's a neutral stance personally, but what do I know, Also, do not try to make fun of Twatter or Sir Twat, because you will not be allowed on the Twatter if you do that. Like, anyone caught impersonating or making fun of the Twat, King Twat, is not going to be allowed on the Twatter. So I would suggest you look for alternative places. Mastodon is definitely one that's growing. So if you're missing Twatter, find it somewhere else. If you're fine with Twatter, go Twat away. I don't know, but King Twat's in my book. Not so deep thoughts. Number one. It is pie season. I actually got an article telling me this, but I know it's pie season because I see them all over the place. I love pie. I love cake. As we know, I love my baked goods, but I have 3 favorite pies. The first one is a chocolate fudge pie. It's so good. I buy it every year. It's just so good. Why would you mess with perfection? The second one, I love pumpkin pie. Love it, love it, love it. And I'm not like pumpkin everything. Like, I want to drink it and I want to sniff it and I want to all that. I'm just pumpkin pie. I love it. Sweet potato pie. For those of you who don't like sweet potatoes, I feel sorry for you because I eat them a lot. And sweet potato pie is like the healthiest pie, seemingly healthiest pie you could probably eat. It's got a lot of fiber. It's a superfood. I mean, I don't know. I love pies. What's your favorite? Tell me. If you're trying to go to Yosemite or Yellowstone, you really want to go definitely before 2050, but apparently you should go like maybe 2040 or 2030 because the glaciers are going to be gone. And so there might be something else cool to look at, but if you're wanting to see those, they're not going to be there. So go now. Maybe you get the travel place to fix it for you and make you go. I don't know, but just go if you want to see them. Finally, we in my household will be bringing back tie clips. I think that they are classy. I also love cufflinks, but that's just me. I think we could get out of like wearing our pajama, our Adam Sandler wear, and maybe spruce it up here and there. And so both of my boys now own tie clips because who wants their tie going in their food? I don't want that because then they have to go to the dry cleaner. So anyway, check out a tie clip. Maybe you want to wear one. Maybe you don't, but I'm bringing them back. And I guarantee this is going to be a new trend. I promise you. So this episode is here, there, and everywhere right now. And honestly, that's kind of like a snapshot of what it looks like to be inside my head. My head, the inside of my head is like my desk that I don't have. It's just like my kitchen table where there's stuff everywhere. I actually know where most of it is, but when you look at it from the outside point of view, you're like, oh my God, what the hell is going on? And that is basically what everyone is saying if they were to see into my head. So welcome to the fascinating and stupid world of Nicole's head and her ADDness, which she is medicated for. Last thing, you can follow me on social at the FR Pod. That's on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. There might be a question poll thing coming out, so keep your eye out for it. I don't know what that would look like because I really don't know anything about what I'm talking about. I have to go and learn this and hopefully find a teenager who can teach me how to do it. But it'll be fun. And if you see something, answer it, please, because I really do want to hear from you. Message me is also a way. You can use the email. You can, if you have my phone number, you can text me. Or you can DM me on one of the socials saying like, hey, really want to know about this. Hey, really wish that you would stop doing this. Hey, really think this is super funny. And I will respond to you very graciously. And if you haven't already, I know I haven't said this in a while, so I'm going to say it again. If you haven't like shared me with a friend or a new friend, maybe, please do if you think they'll like, or, just keep pushing it out. Okay. Next week's episode 20, I'm going to maybe do a cartwheel or something, maybe if I'm cleared to, because I'm so excited that that'll be 20 episodes and we're in the twos. That'll be so great. So have a great weekend. A lot of crazy stuff going on in sports. Follow it. And thanks.
3, 2, 1.